Hurry, hurry. So we are back with our 9 a.m. Sunday morning satsangs. And what I share today may not resonate with you, which is perfectly fine. So certainly don't take it personally. But it resonates with me. And therefore, I take it very, very personally. But if it doesn't for you, that's perfectly fine, obviously. But it resonates with me. So I take it very, very seriously and very, very personally. So we are celebrating the first anniversary of the opening of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. And it is a very, very, obviously, it's a very, very historic occasion. It's a very important occasion. Um, Aside from the political drama that preceded it, the historical political drama that preceded it, just focusing on the spiritual implications, the spiritual significance of what the Mandir, what Ramayan, the story of Ram actually represents, and what meaning you should take from it. To merely want to celebrate the opening of the Mandir, to merely want to talk about the opening of the Mandir, the desire to somehow connect yourself to what the Mandir was for you as an individual. You have to look at it, you have to look beyond the superficial, and I will call it superficial, the superficial meaning, the superficial significance you give to the Mandir. It is much more than that. We have to uh, really look into and imbibe the story that the Mandir represents, the life of Ram. What does the life of Ram represent to you? What does the struggles of Ram represent to you? How does the Ramayan really translate into how you live your life? That's what the Mandir is all about. It is not about the structure. It is not about the historical and political background. I'm not disregarding that. Of course, that's there. Of course, that's part of the overall story of at least the Mandir, physical Mandir in Ayodhya. But if we're simply stuck on the physical, historical nature of Ram Mandir, then you're going to miss the most important, the most significant part of the entire story of Ramayana in totality. You have missed the point entirely. Paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya chidhuskritam dharma sangstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. The story of Ram is about the establishment of dharma. That's it. With or without the Mandir, it is about the establishment of dharma. Have you established dharma in your life? You are a Mandir. You are a walking Mandir. Your body is not yours. Your body was given to you. You didn't choose your body. Your body was given to you. And it will be taken from you. The only question is have you turned your body into a Mandir? Have you turned your life into the story that was is your life the example of Ram? Are the principles of Dharma the path that you walk in this life? Does every decision you make, is it based on the principles of Ram, of Dharma, as Ram based his life? There's that nice, and you've seen it before, that bumper sticker. What would Jesus do? What would Ram do? We know what Ram would do. Ram would walk the path of Dharma. Are you walking the path of Dharma? More specifically, have you conquered Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya? Because that's Ravan. Ravan is a personification of Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya. Craving, anger, greed, delusion, arrogance, and envy. Have you conquered Ravan? Are you Ram or are you Ravan? That's the significance of this day. Every year going forward, if you try to, if you want to, if you attempt to, if you profess to celebrate the reestablishment of Ram Mandir, then you must reassess whether or not you are Ram or Ravan in your own life. Have you conquered Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya? If you haven't, why not? Are you attempting to? Are you endeavoring to? That is Ramayan. That is the significance of this. What's stopping you? In the story of Ramayan, you know this, right? Sita has been kidnapped. She is in Lanka, languishing in the Ashok Van, the Ashok garden of Ravan. Ram is desperate to get her back. He enlists the help of the Vanaras. So they all go on this search and rescue mission. They're on the shores of the ocean, and they're all there. Hanuman, Jambavan, Angada, Nala, Nila, everyone's there. And they have to cross this huge ocean to get to Lanka to see if Sita is there, to rescue Sita. And all the Vanaras are sitting there thinking, how are we going to cross this ocean? So Angad stands up and says, I can jump so many miles. Jambavan says, that's not enough. The distance is too great. Another Vanara, I can jump so many miles. Jambavan said, that's not enough. The distance is too great. One by one, all of these Vanaras are standing up, stating their prowess of how far they can jump. Jambavan, it's not enough. Meanwhile, Hanuman is sitting there silently, eating a fruit or something, not participating, listening, but not really participating in stating and professing what he can or cannot do, but listening, observing. But as Jambavan is telling all of these other Vanaras, the distance is too great, the distance is too great, he's looking at Hanuman. And he's allowing all the Vanaras to go and profess what they want, what they need to say. And finally, all the Vanaras say, well, what are we going to do? Jambavan turns to Hanuman and he says, my dear Hanuman, let me tell you a story. When you were a baby, you were very, very hungry, and your mother was taking care of some other issues. She wasn't attending to you, to your desire, and you were hungry, had a voracious appetite, and you looked up into the sky, the morning sky, and you saw the sun, or was it, I think it was a setting sky, setting sun. You saw the setting of the sun, and it was a beautiful orange globe. And in your infantile mind, you thought it was a mango. So you thought, well, I'm hungry. There's a mango. I'll go get it. And you jumped into the sky to get the mango. The sun god, Suryadev, saw you hurtling towards him with your mouth open. He was completely frightened because he had never seen someone open their mouth large enough to swallow him. He thought it was a demon, and he tries to get away. You had expanded yourself so big, big enough to swallow the sun. And you did so. You swallowed the sun, and you put the sun in your cheek. The universe went dark. All the Vanaras, even Hanuman, is listening to this story like he's heard it for the first time, because indeed he has. Jambavan says, the universe is in total darkness. Indra, the king of heaven, recognizes what you have done. With his thunderbolt, he breaks your jaw, and the sun falls out. That's how Hanuman got his name, in fact. Indra realized that you were so powerful. Anyone who is so powerful that they can capture and swallow the sun without being in the least bit affected is too powerful to be just wandering around the universe. Right? We have so many stories. You know so many stories in the Puranas of powerful individuals roaming around the universe, causing absolute mayhem and havoc. So Indra, rightfully so, thought we just can't have people running around swallowing planets. So I believe it was either Indra or Lord Brahma cursed you, Hanuman, that you would forget your immense power, your indescribable capacities and abilities. Your mother pleaded with Indra, or Lord Brahma, and said, please, how can you, he has been blessed by Lord Shiva, he has been blessed by Vayu to have such immense capability. It's obvious for a reason. We don't know what his life is going to bring. We don't know his story. So how can you take from him what the Supreme has given him? That's not your right. So Lord Indra, or Brahma, mollified, said, okay, very well. He will forget and not know of his innate ability, capacity, prowess, and so on, unless and until someone tells him and reminds him. Hanuman is hearing this from Jambavan for the first time. He has no remembrance of this, right? Because he's been cursed. He has no remembrance of him jumping in the sky, eating the sun, having his jaw broken by the thunderbolt of Indra, his mom coming. He has no recollection of that, and he has no recollection of his ability. That's why he is sitting there listening to all the other Vanaras profess their enormous capacities in their own right, and he has nothing to contribute because he doesn't know his own ability. He is reminded by Jambavan. As he was reminded by Jambavan, he begins to grow taller, 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 taller. He begins to recollect and remember that, yes, I actually do have the capacity to jump. This is a puddle. Of course I. And he assumed the form he took when he had went to swallow the sun. A gigantic, up to the sky. In one leap, one single leap. Not like in the Olympics, right? The long jump, they have a 200-meter run up and they make their jump. One single leap through the air to Lanka. Are you Hanuman? Is the question. You profess your devotion to Hanuman. You profess that you're a Ram Bhakta. Listening to Hanuman Chalisa, beautiful prayer. One of my favorites. Beautiful prayer, Hanuman Chalisa. But you are Hanuman. Your Swadharma, you have been given the ability to do something that is unique to you as a Ram Bhakta, but you're not doing it because you have been cursed by your family, you've been cursed by society, you've been cursed by your trauma to forget the power you have, the prowess you have, the ability you have to jump across the ocean of all of those disabilities, all of those traumas, all of those preconditions, to jump across the ocean and to reach Dharma, to live in Dharma. But I'm not going to let you get away with this. I'm not going to give you the excuses. Oh yeah, I forgot it. It was because of my trauma, my family, my this, my that, my society, my religion. No. You know exactly why you are not conquering Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. You are Hanuman. You are Ram Bhakta. But out of fear, out of conditioning, out of worry about what the world may think of you, you have not taken up your place as a Ram Bhakta and jumped across the ocean as a Ram Bhakta in the service of Ram. Paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya duskritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Walk in your dharma. That is Ram Bhakta. It is not enough that you celebrate and appreciate Ram Mandir. You are a Mandir. You are Ram Mandir. You walk around with Urdhva Pundra, right? The Vaishnav Tilak. You walk around with Vaishnav Tilak, that means your body is Ram Mandir. Stop pretending like you don't know what you need to do. Enough already. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. You know how to walk the path of Dharma. You know what the path of Dharma is. You know what your Swadharma is. This is not an issue of knowledge. At least Hanuman could say, I was cursed by Indra. You know what your Swadharma is. Once Jambavan reminded Hanuman of his childhood, he knew what he could do. He knew his prowess. He knew his capacity. So, okay, maybe you need a little reminder. Look into your childhood. Look into your past, and you will see clear as day what your Swadharma is as a Ram Bhakta. This means in your life, every single decision you make is based on the principles of Dharma. Every single decision you make means you have conquered or are endeavoring to conquer Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Every decision you make. Otherwise, you are not Ram, you're Ravan. You are the personification of Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Abject lust, anger, greed, delusion, arrogance, and envy. This is the significance. This is the representation of Ram Mandir. Whether Ram Mandir is in Ayodhya or Ram Mandir is in the mirror. Ram Mandir is in both places, in Ayodhya, in India, and in the mirror. That is where Ram Mandir is. Are you Hanuman? Are you a representative, the personification of Ram, or are you Ravan? That is the meditation. That is the celebration. That is the remembrance we should have every year when we honor and we celebrate each upcoming anniversary of Ram Mandir. The first part of that celebration, we wake up in the morning, we look in the mirror, and we celebrate that we are the walking Ram Mandir. We have the capacity, we have the prowess to jump over the ocean of Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, and to reach Sita Devi. That is our mission, to reach Sita Devi in the service of Ram. Otherwise, we are Ravan. We want Sita Devi for ourselves. You cannot have Sita Devi if you have not conquered Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Sita Devi is moksha. Sita Devi is eternal success, eternal happiness in this life and thereafter. Sita Devi is existing in success without any regret, without any doubt, without any anxiety. That is Sita Devi. Everyone wants Sita Devi. The only way to become successful in reaching Sita Devi is by conquering, by crossing over, by jumping beyond Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So is that existing in your life? Are you running your life free from Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya? And do not say you do not know how. Enough of that. Enough. Every single religion on the face of the planet, every single spiritual process on the face of the planet has been telling every single individual on the face of the planet how to overcome Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Whether it's Islam, Christianity, Zoroastrianism, witchcraft, for crying out loud. Stop it. You know what you have to do. You know your Swadharma. You're running around with Udra Pundra Tilak, Jai Shri Ram, but you are nothing but Ravan. Enough. You call your wife Devi, but are you Ram? Are you Ram? Don't call your wife Devi if you are not Ram. Otherwise, she's just going to languish in the Ashok Van, holding on to Stri Dharma, while you act the fool. If you are Ram, if you are Ram Bhakta, your Devi will follow you to the Dandakaranya with a smile on her face. So the question is, have you brought your wife into Dandakaranya? Has she followed you into your life? That is Dandakaranya. Because you are Ram, she will do so willingly, lovingly, and with all of her heart. Or are you a moron? Are you Ravan? Are you completely conquered by Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Mohammed, and Matsarya? And all she can do, rather than being in Dandakaranya, side by side with you in love, in bhakti, or is she with you in the Ashokvan, holding in desperation to Stri Dharma, waiting for you or waiting for Ram Bhakta to come rescue her? No, it's too late. She's already in your life. You must become Ram Bhakta. You must become the Hanuman that you're supposed to be. Enough. Enough. I know it sounds like I talked about gender, but this goes both ways. Your spouse, maybe I should have said, because this is just as much an issue for women as men. Men are Ram Bhaktas, women are Ram Bhaktas. So don't get lost in this foolishness of gender. The significance of Ram Mandir is when you wake up in the morning, you are Ram Mandir. The only question is, are you Ram or Ravan? Are you going to take up your Swadharma? Are you going to take up your natural, inborn ability to do what is unique to you to cross over the ocean that is Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsari? And you can do it. Everyone can do it. We have the inborn capacity to be Hanuman, every single one of us, including you. So do it. I love Nike. Just do it. You know what you need to do. You know what it requires. Jambavan has already spoken to you. You have the memories of your childhood when you thought about the dreams. We call them the dreams of boyhood. Very, very important. Psychologists will tell you this. The dreams of our childhood were some of the closest indicators of our highest potential spiritually. Until we grew into recognizing and succumbing to peer pressure, social pressure, so on and so forth. Recognize how close you were in acknowledging how close you were to your highest potential in your childhood, just as Hanuman was. You know this. Choose to be Hanuman. Choose to be as Ram, not as Ravan. That is the meditation for every single anniversary of Ram Mandir. That is the meditation for every single day when you wake up and look in the mirror. You are Ram Mandir. Your body is Ram Mandir. You are Ram Bhakta. You are Hanuman. You have the capacity to jump over the ocean of Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya in one single leap. Now do it. Stop this nonsense and do it. Hari Hari.